episode 7 of Rally the Creed. I'm Col, the team leader for the ones that came before, and I'm here today with Dave Woodward from Assassin's Creed United Kingdom. Welcome, Dave.
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I've been excited to get into this one for a long time because we've not really done a project together since obviously the Guildford trip earlier in the year, but obviously in the past we've collaborated many times. You've been a member of the community for so many years now. We've done a ton of things over the years, especially in terms of like fundraising and charity causes. So really cool to get into this, find out what you've been working on recently. And I sort of want to go into like the origins of ACUK, how you started it because you're the founder of it, and all things relating to Assassin's Creed in your life. And you're based here in the UK with me. You're one of the AC community ambassadors as well. So really cool to get you on board. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of AC and also life when you're not being a full-time assassin?
Yeah, so I'm Dave. So I started Assassin's Creed United Kingdom back in 2018. I started it because there wasn't really much of a UK group back then. Obviously, you had Assassin's Creed Italy, Assassin's Creed Egypt. So I thought the UK hasn't got one, so I'll give it a go. Started it. I recruited a couple of people who I was close to. You being one of them, you came aboard as an admin. You helped us get started. And then I recruited Kim. She knows a lot of the voice actors, so she knows a lot of their agents. So we've done meet and greets at the local Comic Cons. And then I brought Jamie Creed cosplay. He joined, and then just went from there. Then we've had multiple people join us. We've had Phil, Siobhan, Louise, Lisa. So it's been pretty decent, to be fair, so far.
That's the cool thing with ACUK. It is like a collection of all aspects of the community. So the people you've named there, you've got artists, you've got cosplayers, you've obviously myself and a few other people are like social media managers, yourself a virtual photographer and social media manager. So a big collection of people. And the way in the early days I used to look at it was obviously that the ones that came before was like my Premier League team and ACUK was like my international team. So it was
Yeah.
like I could be a part of both. And there are people who are like a part of different elements of the community, but they all come together for ACUK. And it's like the group here in the UK of like ambassadors and also like big fans of the community. And like you mentioned before, like getting together at these events and having the opportunity to meet the voice actors and also be recognizable to the community as well. So we'll go
Oh,
and do like meetups and
yeah.
we'll get everyone together. And yeah, we've done all sorts, haven't we? I mean, for example, we met Matt Ryan and then we paid to get a photo with him, like the whole, like about 10 of us. And then it got bigger every year. At Wales Comic Con, we had one with Paul Amos and then we had Abu Bakr Salim, who's Bayek's voice. And each time it would just get bigger and bigger and bringing more and more people together. And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about bringing the community together. And I think that's like one of the core messages that ACUK started on. It was all about bringing people together. So is there anything in that really were like your original goals? Did you have like a
Yeah, I always planned on doing something at Comic Con, whether it was just get the fans together and do a meet and greet. But it did escalate massively since then. Obviously, we've done Wales Comic Con, when we met Matt Ryan for the first time because I think there was only like a handful of us at the time. And then obviously we just before the premiere of the Symphony in London,
that
we
was
done
good?
it. We all arranged to get together in the local pub. But yeah, I just done it for just to get a lot of people involved who weren't currently active in the community. Like me and you, we were vocal online on social media. A lot of the time, where a lot of other people that joined wasn't. Jamie was big in the cosplay scene and still is. Um, so yeah, I didn't really have an end goal really. But when you said obviously about reaching out to the community earlier, I was I had to go for a scan, the baby scan, with my partner, and then some guy just kept on staring. So it was like, why is he staring? Because he was there with his partner as well. So then we had to go back a couple of days later, and my partner got there before me, and he was there, and he looked down, and he went, "Oh, you were here the other day, wasn't you?" And she was like, "Yeah." He went, "Was that your boyfriend that you were with?" She went, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, that's Dave, isn't it? I'm part of his Assassin's Creed United Kingdom group."
That's
So we
cool.
were like, I was like, "Wow." You know,
Famous, mate.
well, yeah, he could have easily come and said hi.
Yeah, yeah.
very approachable. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
good when
I
you
mean,
get
it's
noticed
how
as
we
well. Yeah,
met, isn't it? I mean, we met at an event, and just
EGX,
like
yeah.
from recognizing you online, and you are exactly as you look in your photos. I mean, you can't unmistakable with all your tattoos as well.
Well, yeah, yeah. I've gone a lot
That's
grey
cool.
since then.
We'll get into that a bit later. There's a lot I want to go into about your tattoos, but before that, I wanted to go into sort of the roots of ACUK and how it connected to the original Rally the Creed program, which this podcast takes its name from. So
Yeah,
obviously there was the Mentors Guild, which most people in the AC community will have heard of. It was like the most desirable community program that Ubisoft ran, other than the Star Player program. It was like dedicated to just Assassin's Creed, and like the top assassins around the world were invited to this, and it basically opened up doors and avenues for early access, and also like invites to places and getting exclusive merchandise. And I think there was like maybe at its core like maybe 300 to 500 people, because it got really big in the
yeah,
end. There was quite a lot of people, and then they sort of cut that program and turned the UK version into Rally the Creed, which was like the early days of ACUK. Like a lot of the people in that group ended up like with yourself forming ACUK and banding together when that program was also dissolved for financial reasons. But in them days, we're sort of talking about like the days of like 2016 and around 2017, sort of like Assassin's Creed Symphony time and Syndicate, Black Flag, around like the before the jump to RPG really was when it was. It was like in that middle ground before going from the stealth games to RPG. So I'm not sure if you can remember, Dave. I definitely can. In London when we did the open bus tour, and we did that one with Rally the Creeds. Do you remember that one?
yeah. That was a good one. Yeah. So what's that to do with Valhalla as well? They brought it back, didn't they, for Valhalla? So the plan was to do something big with Valhalla. Um, but I think COVID hit.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, COVID hit, didn't it? So we were very limited to what we could do back then, which was a
yeah.
shame. But
Lots of plans as well in place, and like obviously the
yeah,
guys at Ubisoft, in especially in the UK, they had a ton of plans, but a lot of it couldn't be done because everything was virtual and online. So
yeah,
in the end, I think the best we could do really were like discussions like this, like hangouts with the devs and stuff, and that was still really cool. But like obviously everyone before that had like trips away. I know I've had like Germany and places. Dave, I think you've had similar experiences with Gamescom as well
yeah,
and other places. So yeah, they sort of like it became difficult to do like the fan sort of getaways and stuff during that time. But yeah, with like Rally the Creed, it was run by John, who's now I believe he's a community developer at another company.
yeah. He's at PlayStation now. Yeah,
Like that. That's really cool that he's gone on to do that. But he was a really great guy. He was like a really friendly, approachable person who ran like the community network in the UK. And I remember it was on my birthday actually, the Symphony, and we went to I think it was an Italian restaurant,
yeah,
and we were all sat there, and Michael and Tagonos, I don't want to butcher his second name, Alexios was there, and they all sang happy birthday for me. That was really cool. And we sort of like went around the table and introduced each other, and yeah, it was really cool to have like all the community members there. It's like we are like the Rally the Creed group, which was like an offshoot of the Mentors Guild when that folded, and then obviously Star Players have gone. Like it's now Ubisoft Creators Program, but
yeah.
it's all
That's
very
okay.
different now. It's not the same as what it was, but there are still like Ubisoft opportunities for Assassin's Creed, but there isn't like a direct name for the group. It's just like Assassin's Creed content creators. You still get like opportunities that like I guess we could call it like the ambassador program, I guess, but
Yeah,
it's not like as like structured as it was in the past. But yeah, that's like the roots of ACUK and like how we all met each other, I guess, really. Obviously me and you knew each other before that, but there were definitely people in that group that I hadn't met before, and they sort of opened the door to meeting all these new people, like Louise and everyone, Louise Chase and Nerdy Archer and all these other people involved in the community. Because that's the thing, even though like we're here in the UK, like sometimes like even like getting to London can be a bit tricky, and not with transport, but like finances or even like hotels and stuff. But Ubisoft covered all that, so it was really great to get everyone together. And then obviously that's like the roots of ACUK and how it started. And it's a Facebook page and community. Is that right? It's like the page, and there's also like a group on Facebook.
yeah. I think I created the group first, and then like you need the page something weird. I can't really remember, but I've done the group. I think we're on like 15,000 in there. The page, everything goes through the page. If I post anything, it'll go through the page and it'll go end
That
up
makes
into
sense.
the group.
And then the
Obviously, we're,
admins can decide.
yeah, they can, they're all there. And you got myself and Kim. We look after the X account. I oversee the Instagram account as well and the TikTok account.
And Blue Sky as well, I think I saw earlier.
Yeah, I haven't really used that. Not even on my personal. I haven't used that as much. Same with Threads. Just like there's too
Yeah,
many accounts to like
it's a lot,
keep up
isn't
with.
it?
Yeah,
Especially as like a social media manager, there's just so many platforms now.
yeah,
And obviously, you guys have got TikTok as well, which you're using today, that account. How's that
yeah.
doing?
It's okay. I think the numbers are right. I haven't really posted on there for a while. I think the last time I posted was the build up for Shadows. Um, yeah, just been busy to be fair.
Yeah.
I
And
think we
it's
all have been as well.
Yeah, as a group. And it sort of ties into I was talking with Arshak last week from Assassin's Creed Landmarks, and it's sort of the opposite of what you've said. He was saying that he literally is like the one man band. He does everything on his own. He does like the social media management, the content creation, other than like the occasional support with video editing. Like he literally is doing everything. Where ACUK is like a huge group of people with loads of people around the UK, and they all like do a little bit here and there in terms of like admin work or like supporting. But yeah, like it's a different sort of structure. It's more like my own, I guess, at the ones that came before, where there's a huge group of people. But obviously with mine, it's international. There's 26 members, like for example, like New Zealand, India, Australia, America, Canada, like a bit of everywhere. Where the cool thing with UK is because everyone is together, the time zone's obviously the same, so you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about that. That's one thing I have to consider with my team. And then the other thing is it is more realistic for a meetup. So I've only met about a quarter of my team, where I would love to meet them all, but being so far away, it's just not possible. But with ACUK, if you meet somewhere in the middle, like for example Manchester or like even though London's more south for us, it is doable. So
yeah.
every year there's definitely like considerations of doing meetups, and the Comic Con events act really well for that. And are you going to any Comic Con events this year?
Nothing planned this year, no. So it all
Sort of.
depends. If with me, I always look out for anyone Assassin's Creed related. There, like I know Matt Ryan has done a couple of Comic Cons in Liverpool the last couple of years.
That's cool.
Um, so we'll just see if he's back this. If he's back Christmas time, I might look into it. But it's a tricky one because obviously I've used up pretty all my annual leave now anyway. So if it falls on a day off, then maybe. But if it falls when I'm in work, then it's always next year.
That's fair enough. And on a more personal level, I wanted to get into the sort of the big life changing thing that's coming in your life that'll probably stop a bit of content creation, but it's a very happy time. Is that you've got a newborn baby on the way?
That's right. Yes, yeah. Baby's due soon. Looking forward to that.
Oh mate, I'm so excited for you. I'm thrilled.
Thanks, mate.
So
Yeah,
how
it's gonna
long
be
is it now? I mean, we're literally in September. It can't be long.
yeah, yeah. It's not long though. It's a few weeks. But yeah, I'm not gonna give the date. We're pretty private on that.
Fair
Um,
enough.
so yeah, it's not long to go. We both can't wait.
Yeah,
Um,
excited.
so it's gonna be good.
And you've already got a little boy like me, just a little bit older
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Little boy. So obviously we sort of different this time round. We're having a little
hmm
girl, so it'll be
Yeah.
a nice challenge.
So how have you like prepared for it? Have you like added another room to your house, or what
Yeah,
are the
no,
plans?
it's baby's rooms, all sorts. We've decorated it. It's
Nice.
we're all pretty much ready to go. Really, we're just waiting for her to decide to turn up when she feels like it.
Oh, that's
Um,
fantastic, mate. Because like
yeah,
when I saw you in Guildford earlier in the year, it was like early days. You told me then. I think it was like before, like it was probably around about 12 weeks, or maybe a little bit before that. But it was obviously like
something
very
like that.
early
Yeah,
days. But yeah, it's amazing to see them. Like James in the chat says, I've got three girls and one boy. The girls are so much harder.
you know, I've seen but I've heard the other. I've heard that boys are harder than girls, but it's gonna be
Right,
interesting.
you let us know, mate.
I think if
That's
she takes after
fantastic.
if she takes after her mum, I'm gonna go even grayer.
Oh, that's
I, d-
fantastic,
I-
mate.
even with both of them, even with me firstborn and obviously my second one, I've tried to get an Assassin's Creed name in there, but I've had no chance. No chance.
Yeah, I sort of slipped in because Jorah's the original name for Eivor in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I don't think my wife knew that. I sort of got one in, which is
yeah,
quite good.
I tried throwing all kinds of names in, but no, got shot down.
Yeah, have you got a name you like? You
Yeah,
don't have to tell
picked the
me,
name.
but
Yeah,
it's hard picking the name.
it was pretty easy to be fair. Once the name got mentioned to me, we both liked it,
It's
and
good.
it's stuck now.
It took us about 8 months last time, me and my partner.
Oh well,
Yeah, it's a life changing thing because obviously you've got to think of a name that's like perfect for like a baby, an adult, a teenager, an older person. It's like it follows them their entire life. So I find it really difficult to name a person compared to like a dog.
just a nickname. Obviously, the name that we picked, I need a nickname for it. It's like hard to shorten. So it's like obviously when we first born, I could call him all kinds. I call him like his name's Jack, so I call him Wacky Jackie or Jacko, um,
That's cute.
or Jackson or Jackie. So it'll be a tough one with the newborn. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find like a nice, sweet nickname for her.
yeah,
But I want to go back to what we were saying before about obviously you're so unmistakable. You've got the tattoos. You can't really miss. I don't know if we can see in the bottom corner, but
yeah.
your arms are absolutely covered in Assassin's
Oh
Creed
no, that's it.
tattoos.
That's great. This one, I
Yeah,
don't think you can really see it.
but this is cool. I think you're probably the first guest I've had with Assassin's Creed tattoos, or at least that we've discussed. It wasn't mentioned if they had. So that's
Yeah,
cool. And like you've always had them since I've known you. You've always had the Assassin's Creed tattoos.
yeah. I think my first Assassin's Creed one. Let's see, is this one?
Yeah, I recognise these. So I put it in my very early vlogs. When I was doing it was down at
Yeah.
EGX or one
So
of
that was
these
the
events.
first one.
Yeah, I recognise the female assassin one because that's from the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood like concept art of the
That's right.
female
Yeah,
assassin. I've got one of the art prints of that somewhere, probably in a box somewhere because I'm trying to move house.
yeah.
But
I
that's
think
really
I've still
cool.
got it. Because you got like a Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you got the chest, didn't you? Yeah, so
Hmm.
I've still got that there.
That's
The
cool.
artwork, so it's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's cool that you managed to get it tattooed. You have to see if the artist likes it. I'm sure they will because obviously it's cool seeing your design come to life.
Yeah.
Have you got any more plans for any more tattoos or a bit later on
Uh,
down the line? Maybe?
Assassin's Creed wise, no. I've always wanted to try and get the arm like finished, like coloured in.
Mhm.
I did have something lined up for um like syndicate style to do with the rocks because Paul Amos used to tell me off all the time every time you see me. But Assassin's Creed, no. I think my next tattoo is going to be to do with the baby.
Yeah, that's nice. I know a lot of people like to do that, don't they? Get like their name or even like
Yeah.
something that resembles. I think that's really nice. But yeah, there's a ton of things you can do, and like you say with Paul Amos, get his signature because I think you've got quite a lot signed in your Assassin's Creed merchandise collection. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got I think Matt Ryan, Abu Salim. I think I've got a Paul Amos or poster as well.
That's cool.
Then obviously you've got Amar X Hazel as well. He signed a Cassandra box for me as well. When we
Yeah,
went
you
to
got loads
Ubisoft
of.
experience.
And that's sort of what I wanted to go into as well. So, first question of tattoos I was going to ask is that how much have you spent on Assassin's Creed tattoos? Like roughly, if you had to guess.
I'd probably say £1,000 to say
Yeah, 100%.
easily.
Especially with like the colouring and stuff you've had done as well. Like they're pretty much all in colour, or at least near enough.
I think
And
Matt Ezio one was about £400.
was it alone?
Yeah,
Wow.
and that took about 6 hours to
Dedicated.
do.
And then that's sort of like a trickier question: is how much do you reckon you've spent on Assassin's Creed merchandise, or is it just not like you can't like attain how much it is over the time period? Because I know I couldn't. Like we're probably some of the
Yeah,
biggest Assassin's Creed merchandise collectors in the UK. Even though mine's like boxed up currently, when it's out on display, like the rooms I've had for it, like office wise, have never been big enough. So I'm gonna need like a huge shed or like a man cave for it all. But yours is actively like on display. It looks great in like the
Yeah,
glass
I've got
cabinet.
it.
Huge
Yeah,
collection.
I've got a new glass cabinet, so I've got them all in order. Comics are located in the bottom right, but still got the novels as well. But the novels are upstairs. No
Hmm.
room for them ones at the minute.
And at least you've got it out on display. And one thing that I've always liked about your collection as well, especially last time I went, you had the light features as well. You know, with the LEDs.
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah. I think the Hidden Blade, not the Hidden Blade, the Apple of Eden from Origins, that that used to light up.
that's cool.
Um, and then obviously I had an Assassin's Creed light. It's like a lamp, but I don't have that one anymore. That got damaged on the move.
Oh no, there's
So,
always something, isn't there?
but if it wasn't that, it was like the little collectibles you got from the magazine they done, the
Oh
Hatchet
yeah, you remember
ones.
the one? Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to get them sent to me
the
and like do reviews
quality
of
of
them.
them were terrible.
Yeah,
Just break
they weren't the
easily.
best. They were quite cheap, weren't they?
Yeah,
It was Hatcher that created them. It was the French company, but it was a nice set overall. But like you say, the facial details weren't the best.
yeah. I've still got one or two that survived the last two moves. But yeah, it wasn't the best.
No, I haven't even got any to show people right now because everything's boxed up. But I think I had about seven Etzios at one point, and every
Wow,
single one, because they've been hand painted, they all look different. So it's like everything from like his skin color to the robe colors, they all look different.
wow.
But I know people used to have that like pyramid platform and like stack them up, but they did like 100 issues in the end. So it's like a huge collection, and they go for quite a lot of money on eBay now because there's a couple I haven't got.
Yeah, because didn't you get like a little case with it that you stood them on?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
used
right.
to, I
Yeah,
used to have them at uni, so that's going back like 10 years. It's going back a
yeah.
long time.
Jesus.
Yeah, they used to send them to my accommodation at uni, and then I'd spend like a week like twisting them around and get like photos of them and like like do like a website review. But yeah, it was
Brilliant.
cool. It
Yeah.
was cool at the time. But like,
The magazine itself was good.
yeah, yeah,
Good.
well, I had a lot of like information that wasn't always in the game, so it was interesting. But I think the quality of merchandise has definitely improved, especially with
Yeah,
companies like Pure Art, who are literally like recreating the character from like the models. I mean, they look incredible now, the merchandise that's been released. I mean, I've got a couple things handy. I'll show you guys. I've got some of the, earlier we mentioned the Mentors Guild, which was like the early origins of the Rally the Creed UK community. I've got some of their like exclusive merchandise items around, but that's about it really for my collection here. Here's one, like stuff like
yeah,
this,
that's
like
right.
pretty cool to have. I mean, you've probably got one of these as well, mate.
Yeah. Have you got the Amunet one as well?
Yeah, I've got her in box right now.
Yeah,
I've got two of these because my wife was a member as well. But yeah, these are like super rare, aren't they?
yeah.
There's
'Cause
not many of these.
I got two of them sent out as well. And then I gave the second one to Alex Wilton Regan.
Hmm.
I
That's
sent
cool.
that to her. She put a tweet out because I think they weren't happy with the way women were treated. Now we use stuff now when all the video game companies
For
were
sure.
getting outed for the treatment of women. And I think because she never received any merchandise from Origins. I seen a tweet, so I messaged her privately, said, "Can I have your address to for any fan mail?" So she gave it to me, and then posted it for her, which she was over the moon with.
That's really cool, mate.
Yeah, but you mentioned Pure Arts. The only Pure Arts one I've got. Well, I forgot. I think I got two. I think the Ezio one that we got sent.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
got that one
Yeah.
as well.
Well, the little background, and then there's an Amunet one, the 15th anniversary one.
Yeah, I think I've got that one as well, actually, but in a box somewhere.
Yeah, because we met Dan from Pure Arts at Comic Con in London. So
Oh, nice.
the Amunet was a birthday present, and then Dan was um, there was a damaged box, the Orlog for Valhalla,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
board game.
Oh,
So there's a damaged one there, so we managed to scoop that one up as well.
like the board game, a bit like
Yeah,
chess, like early version medieval chess.
yeah.
That's cool.
Which I haven't played yet, to be fair.
I mean, actually, as we're discussing this, Pure Arts are in the process of promoting a Arno Dorian figure, aren't they? Which looks
Yeah, that's
really high detailed and like the face on it looks incredible from what I've seen. I saw like a side angle earlier. It looks really good. And like
he's got a
the
necklace
promote.
as well, hasn't he?
Sorry, it got
Got
the Templar necklace.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
it's
that
like a
one as well.
promotional. It sort of reminds me of when Unity came out and there was like promotional Templar necklaces for Elise. Do you remember it was like Elise and Arno, and then you'd put them together, and it was like they
Yeah,
were sword fighting each other.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got that one somewhere as well. It's really cool. But yeah, I got the
uh,
necklace, so it looks like a similar sort of thing they're doing there, which is cool. But
yeah.
normally,
I've got it there. I'm just looking at it now. Yeah,
oh, you got it. Oh, sweet.
I've got that one. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, it looks really good. I really like what Pure Arts are doing. To be fair, but a lot of them are just a bit out of my price range. To be fair, like they're pretty like what's the word? Just out of
expensive.
my yeah. They're just out of it for me. I just couldn't afford them. They're really expensive, but they're really cool. I
Like, it all
respect what they're
depends
doing.
which one you're looking at as well, because they do the big giant ones that light up,
That's what
which
I'm
are like
thinking. Yeah,
a
yeah,
crazy price.
with
And then they've
thousands.
got, I think the best one for me that I've seen, the detailed one, is the one from Revelations. When you got Ezio and Altair. You know, when he takes the last key off him.
Yeah, where he's like it's like Altair's final moments in the
Yeah,
Masyaf chamber. Oh, that's rough. I remember when they revealed that it was like, oh, it's hitting the feels too hard today.
yeah,
Oh man, that's a killer moment in Revelations, isn't it? It's just heartbreaking because it's Altair's final scene. He's done his part, and it's just like no books, no wisdom, just you, Fratello mio. It's just the best. Great writing from Darby.
yeah. Brilliant.
A great game as well. But whilst we're on the or sort of steer towards games and gaming, I want to move more, I guess, to the more recent news, which is of course Assassin's Creed Mirage. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the announcement of additional content for Mirage? It's going to be in Alula, which is in from Saudi Arabia. And sort of last week we went into depth of like why this partnership was created. It was a relationship between the Saudi Arabian government and Ubisoft. And like how do you feel about that? Because we sort of dove in, we were diving into it in quite a lot of detail last week. But just want to know like your general feeling as like a fan about that, and also what sort of content are you hoping to see from this DLC? Long, short? Yeah, I want to know your thoughts on that.
I think in terms of content, I think it's going to be short, isn't it? I hope it's a good few hours long. Um, Again, we don't even know how long they've been working on it for.
Of course, yeah.
No one's even really mentioned it. I wasn't shocked by it I was excited because
Yeah.
they just announced it like out of the blue.
Yeah, it was on like a random Saturday morning,
Yeah, and it was
which,
like,
which is unusual for a Ubisoft announcement on its own.
yeah. So I was happy with it, to be fair, because Mirage is a game close to me. Um, so I've had good experiences through Assassin's Creed Mirage. So I was made up to really like be able to go get the opportunity to play as Basim again.
Definitely. And
But
that's the cool thing with Mirage as well. Like, it is quite a short game, but they sort of like extend it a bit more. And I know a lot of people like wrote it off as, oh, it's not a full Assassin's Creed game, but now it's got a bit more, like, I guess you call it like sequences. And a lot of people believe it's going to be in the time gap between, like, where Basim jumps from like one of the high ranking assassins to a master assassin, and there is like a couple weeks window that passes by, and it just sort of like shows like a training montage sort of thing, and he's sort
yeah,
of moving away from like Baghdad and going towards like becoming that master assassin training and everything in Alamut, and there is that like time space there that it could be set. So it could be maybe they do it from like a lore perspective. It's like, oh, the Animus can now read these memories which it couldn't before due to like a DNA sequencing or something, or they can just add it in, and maybe they don't even need to add like a modern day sort of explanation for it. But either way, I think a lot of people are excited about it, regardless of the relationship which has been established, which basically is because the tourism department in Saudi Arabia are trying to encourage more tourists to go to a certain region, this Alula area, which is basically the middle of the desert. But it's like the remains of an ancient city, which I'd never heard of personally. but I'm definitely excited to learn more about it. And that's the cool thing with Assassin's Creed. There's tons of places that I've not actually come across before, and then you learn a lot about. And that's, I guess, history is our playground in Assassin's Creed. It is
Yeah.
like a learning experience, and I mean they're using it in schools now, for example. So that's the cool thing with it. I'm sure we'll learn a load of stuff about a place we're not really that familiar, or I'm certainly not familiar with. So, but yeah, what sort of things are you hoping? Are you hoping for improved stealth or things like that, or just more like different backdrops and things?
Yeah, well, they said they're going to improve, aren't they, the gameplay? So I'm looking forward to how they're
Yeah,
going
that
to
was
improve it.
interesting. That.
Don't think parkour will be improved too much. Um, 'Cause they're never going to get to the style that we want it as, which is the
Yeah,
Unity. Um,
that's a good actually
but
comparison because Unity had really pretty fluid stealth movement and like parkour experiences like gliding across the rooftops, and I guess that's like the pinnacle of parkour in Assassin's Creed. But I guess Mirage is pretty good for the stealth side of things, and like you say, there's only so much you can do, but they have said that they're going to improve on some gameplay experiences. I wonder if they'll add much or if it's going to be sort of like new. I guess they do like stealth navigation routes and things, which
yeah,
which was really good, to be fair.
they
It's
could
good.
tweak it. They could just
Yeah,
tweak it. Like you could improve Basm's speed, maybe.
yeah,
Um,
that's a good
but
one.
I think this is the perfect example of what they're doing with the Animus Hub.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I think this is going to be the start of it now, where they can just bring content in. Where obviously, if you load up Shadows, I can load up Origins from that Animus Hub. So
Yeah,
you could easily have a Bayek mission. They could throw another mission there of Ezio if they wanted to.
oh, it'd be
Um,
amazing.
I think
Imagine.
I think this is going to be the start of what they want to use the Animus Hub for.
And that's a
Because
good example, actually, because when Assassin's Creed Infinity and the Animus Hub was pitched, it was going to be like the home of all things Assassin's Creed. But right now, I'm not sure if people are really using it to like dive in and out of games. Like, I know 1 minute you're playing Origins, the next minute you're playing Shadow. I don't know if people really are like jumping in and out like that. But if they added like additional content, like you said there, where this could be the start of it, maybe they add new missions to some of the older games, and they've tried to do it as well with the crossover stories that was getting people
yeah,
back into a game that had already been released in the past. So continuing to support all the titles as well. If they do manage to achieve that, people will jump in and out, and it'll be used more frequently. Because I know if I'm playing a game, I'm playing that game. I'm not going to play like a mission and jump to another Assassin's Creed experience unless they added like an overarching modern day sort of experience where you are a character, maybe like a third person experience again, external from the games, and like carry on modern day in the Animus Hub like that. Maybe if they did sort of that, and you're like a middle ground, and then you jump to each game to do different missions, that would get you playing the modern day. Because I know not everyone likes it. I mean, I was listening to the Podyssey earlier, which is another Assassin's Creed podcast I've just started listening to. It's really great actually, and they're based in the UK. They were discussing modern day in the potential TV series, and one of the lads on there was saying that how he would have it as you could go a couple episodes without even mentioning modern day, just have it as fully historical, then have the character die, and then wake up at like the end of the episode as like a modern day character in like a room in a bed, and have it like that. That'd be cool. But then the other lad on the podcast was saying about how you could do like one episode of like like bleeding effects sort of thing, and then phasing out at the end, and then all of a sudden he's like woken up and he's been like kidnapped, sort of like mirroring Desmond and sort of mirroring Callum Lynch, because that was all like similar sort of Abstergo kidnapping plotline. But yeah, it's interesting what they can do with Animus Hub, and I feel like the full potential of it's never really been realised. Because one thing I really wanted from Animus Hub was all of the comic books and audio books all in one place. Because right now, obviously, you can get them on discs, you can get them on all these platforms, but you can't actually play them in a game. So I know that's probably a bit far out. People don't really listen to like soundtracks and things while playing a game, but it'd be really cool if you could like go on Animus Hub, play, like you would on Spotify. You could mute the game and go on Spotify and play the soundtrack. It'd be cool if you could go on like an Animus Hub overlay rather than just like leaving the Animus itself. Have like an overlay of Animus Hub, and play maybe the audiobook of Black Flag while playing Black Flag, or you could play
Yeah.
maybe the Shadows soundtrack, like your favorite songs as
That's
you
not a
would
bad
play.
idea.
Just sort of like a Spotify sort of thing, but like built in. I mean, the thing is, they own all the rights to all this material. They could surely have it all in one place, and that to me is what the home of all things Assassin's Creed is. It's having everything in one place. So maybe like an online version, like in the Animus Hub of the comic books, for example, and you can read them on there. And then obviously all the other things that come with that as well. You know, canon, non-canon. You could split it by genre. I mean, there's a ton of things you can do with it. And I had loads of these ideas in the early development stages of it. But right now, it's just really it's like a launcher, is what you'd call it. It's like
Yeah,
you just connect.
you're right. It is a launcher. That's my only disappointment with it because I've loaded Mirage up, so I've gone to put Shadows on, and then I've played Shadows, come off it, come back into the Animus Hub, jumped into Mirage. But then when I
That's cool.
finish Mirage, once you go to the main menu, it goes to the Mirage main menu. It doesn't take you back to the Animus
Right.
Hub. So that's maybe something Ubisoft can work on.
Definitely. And I think that's good feedback for them. If anyone's listening from Ubisoft, we're probably too small a podcast for that right now, but we'll get there. I think it's just about consistency on our end because there aren't that many Assassin's Creed podcasts right now. I mean, obviously, I mentioned the Podyssey, which is a really good one. There's a couple others as well, but for example, the ones from days gone by, like Let's Talk Assassin's Creed, aren't really around anymore. And that was run by a friend of ours, Declan. So
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see a few more podcasts popping up because obviously I never really saw myself as like a podcast host. This is more like a community hangout, to be honest, and definitely stepping outside my comfort zone. But that's why I wanted to do it, you know, and like have like a space for people to talk and like have like a no pressure sort of situation where we can just openly discuss Assassin's Creed because it is like the thing we're most passionate about. I mean, me and you, Dave, we've done this for 15, 16 years, like literally like as long as the franchise has been on, we've been involved in the community side of things, like either content creation or even like giving feedback. I mean, we've been doing this for so many years. So, I mean, it's cool to have like a platform to get people on. And yeah, each time we're getting guests on as well. So it's sort of picking up a bit now. It's nice to see. So thank you for joining us today.
No,
And I know we'll hopefully get a few more from ACUK on as well, like within our time doing this. And I guess one of the questions I've been asking everyone recently, and I sort of have to end with for sure, is what would be your dream location or setting for an Assassin's Creed project, whether it be the Netflix show like we just mentioned, or maybe like a future game? I'm sort of getting everyone's feedback on where they'd like to see Assassin's Creed go.
I'd, I'd probably like to see something in the World War. Obviously, they've
Nice.
hinted at it with Syndicate. Um, so it would be nice to see something along those lines. But there's loads. Like obviously the Mayans, that would have been a nice one.
That's cool. Yeah,
Then
and
they
I think I've heard
touched on that in
about
Black Flag.
a Nebula project, which might be in development. I
Yeah.
think Ubisoft have officially announced this one. Actually, it was like they did like a huge list of projects in development, and that could be set in that sort of time period. That would be cool.
Yeah, just loads that they could do.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. I mean, there's a ton of historical ones that they could do outside of Europe because I feel like a lot of games are either Europe or America's based. I mean, I know I've been pitching it every single week now. I'd love an Australian Assassin's Creed game.
That's not a bad job. That to be fair.
Putting it out there. I think the
Yeah, with the
colonies in
Aborigines,
Australia
that
would
would
be
be
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's what Laurie mentioned that we could do like Aboriginal like tribes in Australia, or even like have like the Templars be the British that brought across the prison colonies and
Yeah,
have them like they had to do like the work there, like the mines and stuff. Maybe they're searching for an apple of Eden or a piece of Eden or something in Australia, in the outback or something. I think that'd be really interesting to like the roots of Australia and like how it got started. And like James in the chat, he's always pitching an Assassin's Creed Scotland game, which would be incredible. I mean, he's written an article, he's done videos on it, and honestly, that sounds so appealing to me as well. I mean, I know James just got back from Scotland, and I go every year, so we're a bit biased. We love the place, but I think that'd be really interesting as well. Sort of having, like the film. Why can't I think of it? You
Brave
know what I'm
World.
talking about. Yeah, Braveheart, and sort of like along them lines. But James has done like his own original characters, working with our art team, and there's a ton of things we could do. I think he's doing a part two actually, so we can go into it a bit more detail. But he's created like his own piece of Eden and stuff, and we'll have to do a fan film and fully like show Ubisoft what they're missing out on by not doing it. I mean, we've seen Scotland a little bit, you know, when we had the Cassandra and Eivor DLC up there. I think that was the Valhalla additional content there. The crossovers, that was pretty cool. But to see like a dedicated Scotland game would be so cool. And like you said, the Aboriginal one as well in Australia, that's a pitch. That would be really cool for the Netflix show, I think, to have like Australian assassins. And yeah, I sort of said it as like a stupid one, but like the hidden
See,
boomerang. The hidden boomerang.
see, I've got a question for you. So, with the
Yeah.
TV show, would you like to see new actors playing the likes of Ezio, Edward, Bayek, or would you want to see the voice actors reprising their roles as that character? What would you like to see?
See, for me, I'd like the voice actors, but as like cameo roles. I think the TV show has to focus on its own characters and stand up on its own 2 feet rather than mirroring one of the games because it's never going to do it 100% justice. I mean, these are
Yeah,
characters we've grown up with. A lot of us, especially like Ezio, Altair, established characters are incredibly difficult to recreate. I know they've done it with The Last of Us and you know, maybe they got Joel right, but maybe not so much Ellie. I think there's always going to be like heavy criticism on it, no matter who you cast. And I was listening to the Podyssey earlier, and them guys were saying that Michael Fassbender playing the two characters maybe wasn't the right decision
no,
because you've got obviously like a recognizable celebrity really who's playing like the future and the past, but at least that was like a standalone new character, but it did sort of mirror Desmond's story in terms of Cal Lynch. They're very similar. And then even with like Aguilar, he's like a silent version of maybe some of the Brotherhood characters we see, but obviously set in Spain. But yeah, I think it has to do like new characters, something fresh that we haven't seen before. I
yeah,
mean, there's a ton of things they could do with it, really. I mean, this is why I like the comic books and the books. I mean, like Assassin's Creed Heresy by Christy Golden. That's a really interesting, like, even though it's a book, like, I think that's a really cool, like, take on the franchise and having like a new plot rather than all the time find the Apple of Eden before the Templars. Maybe think of something a bit more creative that hasn't been done before, make it fresh. I think them guys were saying that maybe like female modern day assassin and female like historical character would be a good fresh twist on it. That'd be good. But yeah, there's a ton of things they could do with it. But I think for me, if they do this with the established characters, it has to purely just be in cameo form. And I think
yeah.
there was talks of having Ezio as a cameo. I don't know how they'd have done it, but I was a bit worried during. This is during the Assassin's Creed movie, by the way, in 2016. There was talk of Ezio being involved in that. There was talk of Robert. What's he called? The guy who I can't think right now. The guy who plays Iron Man. If you can help me out.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, there was talk of him playing Leonardo da Vinci at one point, and it was a bit like worrying. It's like, what are they doing?
God,
But obviously, that never came to pass.
they would never be able to afford him.
Right. And then the other thing they tried to do as well, I don't know if it's fully deleted or if it is in the finished movie, they had Michael Fassbender play Arno Dorian just in like a cameo. I'm pretty sure that's in the film. You know,
I
with
think
like
I think it's in the film, but I'm not too sure whether it's him.
right, okay. Because I think his mother is related to Arno, so that is the link there, but it is Michael Fassbender playing him. You know, when the room spins at the end
Yeah,
and he can achieve full synchronization, Arno is one of the hooded characters, and that's Michael Fassbender. So that's sort of a similar sort of question is, should that have been done really?
yeah,
But, you know, like James says in the chat, can't do established characters. I think it just opens the door to criticism too much. How do you feel about this?
yeah. No, I agree 100%. Like even if you look at the audiobook Assassin's Creed Gold, obviously that was a new character.
But yeah.
Brought it out. If you listened to that, have you?
I was part of the promotional campaign for it. I've heard like
Yeah,
snippets of it. Like they don't want to like spoil it too much.
yeah. It's it's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's 4 hours long. The 4 hours goes so quick. The story they
There's
told,
good
how
voice actors in that one as well.
he's a blind assassin as well,
That's
which is
cool.
pretty good as well. But the casting on it was brilliant.
Yeah, I remember they had Anthony Head, they had Riz Ahmed. There's two I
Yeah,
can think of off the top of my head. There's probably a few more, but it was a very strong cast for the audiobook.
Yeah, it was a really good cast. 'Cause, it was the first time that I've ever listened to an audiobook as well.
Oh, cool.
Um, no, like obviously with the sound effects, it was just like listening to. s- Yeah, it's like watching a film, but obviously you're not watching it; you're listening to it. If that makes any sense. It was brilliant, like the sound effects, whether it was the horses, the
Really
carriages.
cool.
If he dropped coins, because I know it was to do with the mint, the royal mint. I just found it brilliant.
Oh, that's fantastic. Some of the audiobooks for Assassin's Creed that I listened to years ago were the audio versions of the Oliver Bowden books. They're really good. Like, for
Yeah,
example, the Black Flag book that I mentioned before. There's the Assassin's Creed Ezio books as well that are really good. So they're definitely worth a listen as well if you get a chance.
yeah.
Yeah, so sort of ties in there the movie and the Netflix show. But yeah, would you like to be involved in the Netflix show? So obviously, newborn baby on the way. But let's say they started recording in the next 6 months. Would you be interested in maybe being like a background extra if they filmed in the
I would,
UK?
I would jump at the chance.
Yeah,
So if they're watching, if they're listening, I'd jump at the chance.
we'll put it out
100%.
there. Well, that's really cool. Imagine if we actually
But
could like achieve that.
just it'll be a nice take. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we're all fans of the franchise, but a lot of us have dedicated 16, 17 years of our life to it. I've been around the world because of it. So obviously it would be a nice touch if like that opportunity was given for us, whether it's a cameo, it could be anything. You know, we
Master
could die at the
Assassin.
hands, yeah, we could die at the hands of the assassins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
we're here
it
for
would
it.
be good.
Know where we are, 100%. Especially if it's filmed in the UK. Because I mean, last time with the filming, it was all in like Malta, and some of it was UK. You know, like the
Yeah,
Grand Temple in London for the Templars. Some of the like church scenes. You know, for the Abstergo, that was at like a cathedral down in Ely, which is down in I want to say southeast of England. So yeah, 100%. If they did any filming in the UK, I mean, James said he'd be up for it too, and get some of the community members involved. I mean, we're pitching it now. Let's get involved. That'd be
I
really
think they will
cool.
do the filming. I like to think they would do the film in England because I think
Mhm.
a lot of films now are doing it because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Currently, we've got in Liverpool the film the new Clayface film. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
part of James Gunn's DC
Nice.
universe. So Clayface, the film and all that, and Liverpool right at the minute. So that's where they don't film the Batman as well.
Yeah, that was a really good film as well. To be fair, and you can tell that Gotham and Liverpool go hand in hand really well. It
Yeah,
suits it. But yeah, 100%. If there's any like UK filming, all of us on the ambassador program in the UK, 100% will be up for it.
100%.
Give us a shout. So thanks for joining us today, Dave. It's been a ton of
No
fun.
worries,
I've
mate.
been wanting to do this for a long time. Obviously, it's been a while since we've met up in person or done anything, but thank you for joining me. I'm very thankful that you've taken the time. And obviously, you've got a lot going on in your personal life with the newborn baby on the way. So wishing you the best of luck with that, mate. And
Thank you, mate.
just a massive thank you as well to everyone at home listening. Each week we get increased gifts and donations. You guys are helping us support the website and host it. So thank you so much. Next week, episode 8, we currently don't have a guest. I'm reaching out to a couple of people, but with time zones, I've not got any plans yet. But we're going to be discussing the new Assassin's Creed Shadows DLC, which is coming out very soon. That's the Claws of Awaji DLC. So once again, thank you for joining us, Dave. And where can people find you online?
Everyone can find me at Dave Woodward at ac.vp. That's where I post all my virtual photography stuff. I've been on there heavily over the last couple of months. It's a passion of mine that I'm really enjoying. So you'll find me on there, or you'll find me on AC United Kingdom on all social media platforms.
Amazing. Thanks for joining Assassins. See you
No worries,
soon.
mate. Cheers, take care.
Nice one, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. That
No
was
worries,
good.
mate. No,
We
nice one,
sort of
mate.
we sort of covered loads of stuff. To be fair, that's what I like about it. Like, there's like a limited structure that we sort of go over like a couple of things, but we can just like dive into anything really.
Yeah,
That's the cool thing with it. Sort of trying to keep it as like flexible as possible. And yeah, like I say, massive thank you to everyone listening. But like Charlie, our editor, is really great. He can just like chop away any of the. I mean, at least this week, Jorah stayed asleep. Last week, I had him crying, and Charlie's had to edit
really.
it out. But yeah, he was good lad this week. I think he was tired. James says, great episode. Thanks for listening, mate, and supporting us. I've had loads of my work colleagues in the chat, so sending all the gifts and stuff. I only had 1 or 2 hats this week. Last time I was turned into like a potato. I had like makeup lips and stuff.
You
But
should have a sponsor on your screen. Should be sponsored by Foot Asylum.
yeah, I can't even say that name during the stream. Luckily, it's one of the blocked names in the chat, so I can't actually discuss it. It's a very
So there's me dropping the name in.
who are they? Yeah, that's the good thing though. We'll just publish the bits that are like important. But yeah, hopefully, like you say, get a few sponsors down the line. We'll see how big we can get with this. Really, obviously, just keep the chat about Assassin's Creed going, and eventually we'll start getting like huge YouTubers and so. I know I've got Andy Reloads lined up for October, so that's a big one.
We got done, yeah.
I think the thing that'll help us most is when we get the co-hosting down. Like someone like Lisa, for example, who streams regularly, and you can do that half and half.
Her numbers are really high as well at the minute. Really high.
Sick that. I'll definitely add it to the list. I'll maybe see if she's free next week. I know because it's Sunday at 10 o'clock. It's like UK is like people who will be around, but then if I ask anyone in like, for example, India, where my social media team are, they're probably asleep because it's like middle of the night.
Yeah.
So how's the rest of your week looking, mate? Sunday now. What you got ahead?
Still off work tomorrow. And then I'm back in Tuesday then. So yeah, not too bad. The kids go back to school next week. Happy days.
Yeah, got nursery back as well on Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's not long now before you start school.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, keep in touch, mate. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Nice one, mate.
Have a good week, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Take it easy.
Take care.
Yeah.